There is a brand new and very personal documentary created by a UC Davis associate professor that shows her journey in finding her place within a community.
Yeah, so to tell us more about the documentary, we wanted to speak with the filmmaker herself. So this is Julie Forrest Wyman joining us via Zoom. Julie, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today. First, let's just talk about the title, The Tallest Dwarf. What do you want people to know when they see this title and then when they dive into the documentary?
The title is intentionally provocative to make you kind of think and wonder. I chose it because there is a certain contradiction or paradox or poeticness to the idea of a tall dwarf. But it also points to the story about me. I'm a 5 foot tall person with a form of dwarfism called hypochondroplasia. So my proportions are different than average. I have shorter arms and legs relative to my torso. And it was a mystery to me what to call that difference in my body. Yeah. So I set out to answer that question, and that question led me into the Little People community. And the film really looks at a lot more than my personal question. And it looks at sort of the impulse in our society to make little people taller medically. There's been different medical interventions over human history, but especially in the 20th century and now. And so this impulse to make little people taller, combined with my experience of being on the taller side, is what the title refers to.
And I'm so happy that we kind of started the interview like this, because in full transparency, Julie, I at least from myself personally, walking in to this Zoom, I know dwarf is in the title, but I also wanted to make sure we understood the sensitivity behind certain words within the community. And it sounds like you tackle that in this documentary.
It's a great question, and the language question is really important. I'm reclaiming the word dwarf in the way that sometimes people reclaim, gay and queer, words that have been used in a derogatory way, but also get used in community to name our identity and difference and a sense of pride in that difference. So we don't use the M word. That's, I wouldn't reclaim that, and I wouldn't want anyone to use it. And dwarf is a word I'm using to name myself. And I think within the community, some people use that to name themselves and other people don't. Other people, I think the most commonly preferred term is little people, little person.
Yeah, and I think it's important to have that conversation with individuals to know what they prefer, because somebody might feel that there is something that more appropriately identifies them in the community. Finally, I know you did get a chance to meet so many people throughout the documentary, and also we get to see that all unfold on PBS. Did you learn something maybe about yourself or about the community or about someone else that was surprising to you through going through this journey yourself?
I mean, I think the community has, first of all, there's hundreds of types of dwarfism. There's lots of different body types within the Little People community. And one of the things that was surprising and nerve-wracking at the beginning was I was not sure if I would fit. It was awkward walking in the door and not knowing. And one thing that has been wonderfully surprising is that I have been accepted, welcomed, and I've also found friendship, connections, collaboration, and also just connected to a group of people who have a kind of community that I think is really rare and needed more in this world, where we connect and hold each other up and share not just information, but fun and pride and joy.
Have that support.
Yeah. Well, Julie, thank you so much for sharing your journey with the world. The Tallest Dwarf premieres on PBS's Independent Lens April 6th. It'll also be streaming on the PBS app and PBS Documentaries YouTube channel. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.